Welcome back to the channel. So today we've got something unusual. It's the 2024 M8 Competition Coupe in Alpine Weiss, or in English, Alpine White. So, story behind this one, we don't normally want to order coupes because they're really not popular, at least for us. But the M8s, they can be sort of flexed between convertible coupe and Gran Coupe. And if we're selling anything, it's usually the Gran Coupe. So, allocations dropped. I forget when this month was for this particular build, but less than 12 hours later, this car was in production. So not ideal. So even if I did request a change to the M8 Gran Coupe, it would not happen because the car was already in production. So I guess lessons learned is these things come in, just make sure you modify them to something with some options on it. So this is almost a bare minimum spec, a little bit better than the M8 Gran Coupe in Black Sapphire that we got a while ago for a VIP allocation. Now let's talk about the M8. So this is the F92 chassis, and its beginnings are with the M8 GTE race car. So race car comes first, and then the street car comes next. We've got laser lights, which at least exist for model year 25 on the new 8 series. I'm not sure when production is going to end for the second generation 8, but it will end, and it'll be the end of an era. So over on the side, so over here we have M8 badging and double slat kidney grills in the vertical orientation, which is unusual for M right now. So basically it's more of a horizontal look for M, and M Performance are vertical. See parking assistance camera there, which means we have the driving assistance package. Take a step back, take in the M8, which is a really good looking car. And then over on the side, we have style 813M wheels with the blue M compounded brake calipers and a tire lottery loss with the Pirelli P0s on it. And we've got our side blade thing going on here. Now for the US market, M8s are only competition guys. This is really not sort of a breather gill here, more for decoration. You take a step back and take in the side profile of this really good looking car. I think BMW did a really good job styling the Coupe and Gran Coupe versions of this car. It's just unfortunate it's not a huge seller, but I don't think it was ever meant to be a huge seller given the price point. Then out back, we have our M8 competition badging in gloss black, and our faux diffuser, and our quad exhaust. We've got the gurney flap also in high gloss black, and standard carbon fiber roof. There's that 3/4 view. Doing a little bit more of Alpine White out of direct sunlight. Basically, it's mostly cloudy today. Make our way inside, go over pricing and options on this really minimally equipped M8. We have our M-style mirror caps. Right, so opening up, we have the Secure Orange, which is a really nice combination with the Alpine White. It's full merino leather. You can see M8 badging up here, which lights up. The seats are really, really good, nice and comfortable, well bolstered, and nicely quilted. And we've got controls down here for side bolster adjustment, lumbar support, and it's a manually powered crumb catcher. Then M8 competition and carbon core badging on the side sill. All right, so on the inside, your standard M steering wheel, heated steering wheel, and then M stitching, red M1, M2 buttons. I think a miss here, given its carbon fiber interior trim as the default. You don't have carbon fiber trim on the steering wheel, which means you don't have those very nice looking shift pedals from the M2, M3, M4. In front of me, iDrive 7 live cockpit. Then we've got heads-up display, standard on the M8, I think also on the 8 series. And over here, iDrive 7 12.2-inch diagonal screen, so pretty good size, but not as dramatic as the iDrive 8 and 8.5. Then we got center console controls here, so you got buttons for climate control, M8 competition badging up here above the cup holder cover. Carbon fiber trim. Our gear selector with the embossed M emblem and M stitching. All right, so starting price of the 2024 M8 Competition Coupe is $138,800. Paint included. The secure orange full merino leather is another $3,500. Driving assistance package for $100. Everything else standard on the vehicle, except this one's got the M driver's package for $2,500, which means you get an increased top speed limiter and a one-day program at the B&W Performance Driving Schools. You can also use that as a credit towards other programs. So all told, sorry, this is curling up on me. All told, MSRP of just under $147,000. Here's your fuel economy figures there. So no surprise, you get that gas guzzler charge with the V8 power. All right, so I guess I'll be a glutton for punishment. I will note that you do have the option to add carbon bucket seats on the M8 in any guise that's available, which look fantastic. You have that seat move forward, and you do have room for 2 passengers in the rear. All right, so here's the view from the back seat. And there's not much to write home about in terms of space. So there's no climate control back here because why would you put someone in the back seat? Knee room, leg room, non-existent. And the same can be said about headroom. Could you fit 2 people back here in a pinch? Probably, but they won't like you for very much longer. All right, we'll make our way to the back here and take a look at the trunk area. So what you can do is use to kick the open. So, boop. Get that thing kicking open here. And then cargo area, it's a pretty decent size, just a weird sort of shape going on here. So it's not very, it's wide, but it's not, the height isn't there. And then you can fold down those rear seats if you'd like to get even more room, but not bad. Use our kick to close. And make our way to the front. And I'll hold off on doing an exhaust note because we do have M8 coming in with the M Performance exhaust, which elevates the sound of the exhaust. All right, so under the hood is the S63 4.4 liter V8 twin turbo engine, 617 horsepower and 553 torques. So it's a fantastic engine. Of course, all the other vehicles that use the V8s have moved on to the S68 with a mild hybrid setup, but this one remains. And I had a chance to drive this on the track at Sonoma Raceway a couple of years ago, sort of almost back-to-back with the M5. And this is essentially an M5 coupe. It's a really good handling car. Of course, it does weigh a lot. Lots of power. I think it handles a little bit better than the M5 just because it's a little bit lower. That's just my opinion, though. But we'll see you at the next video.